negotiating deals.
Find me some shit, I'm stunning in this bitch, everything legit.
I want me a meal to see just how we
Rebels, ha ha, everything legit with Wise and Pitt. You know what's real if they said it.
Yes, sir, man. Welcome to another episode of Everything's Legit podcast, man. Checking in live from Rebels Radio. It's your boy Wise.
Checking in with your boy Pitt. You already know everything legit.
Yes, sir, my boy. You know how we get down, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another week, another dope episode on the way, my boy.
Yeah, good week.
How you feeling, man? How's everything going? How's everything been with you, bro?
I'm good. It's been a good week. Been good. Everything been straight since the last time we been here. It's good to be back here for another episode. I've been thinking about this one all week. But other than that, I've been good personally. How things been going with you? How you been coping?
Bro, listen, man. I'm alive and well, so I can't complain. Just dealing with the day-to-day stuff of being reminded of how much we're valued and how much we have to value ourselves. We see Breonna Taylor's murderers getting away. So not only is it a great day to arrest our murderers, but we got to get them people that's involved in higher positions that's making sure she doesn't see justice. We got to get the district attorneys, you got to get the attorney generals, you got to get them judges, you got to get the cops, the whole system. You know what I'm saying? All of them are just corrupt, and I think what really just hurt me was to find out that old boy was black, and to know that if Breonna Taylor was his mother, was his sister, was his niece, was his daughter, that he would do any and everything in his power to make sure that she received justice. And it seems like what he's doing now is he's doing any and everything to make sure that the cops are protected. It's the shield before anything else. You know what I'm saying? Forget being morally correct. It's I'm protecting my own, and then we'll get to that next if it's warranted. If it was a white woman, he wouldn't even be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. And it's just another reminder that we gotta hold our own down. We gotta keep our heads down, stay full of faith, and just stay focused on what we need to focus on, because this world will have you spinning in all type of directions if you don't have a center to be focused on.
Yeah. One thing about him protecting those officers is ultimately he's protecting himself. We see how this thing works. It trickled down from the top. You heard 45 the other night telling the white supremacists stand down and stand down and stand by. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, right in front of everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? Like
no regard.
No regard. Didn't hold back, didn't bite his tongue, didn't stutter, nothing. So we already know where we at. You know what I'm saying? We know what we dealing with. So it's just that time. They say whatever's done in the dark, come to the light. A lot of stuff been done in the dark in this country and been packaged and wrapped up and packaged to us as a pretty gift. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you should be happy to be here. The land of the free. The land of the free. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but one thing that we always say, bro, is here everything's legit, bro. We try to make sure that we give our people, our culture a break, man. We know that there are
Most
a lot
definitely
more things going on, but in order to not go completely insane and not to completely lose yourself, you got to have some type of break, some type of form of entertainment. And that's what we do. We provide the entertainment because we know at the end of the day, that's all this is entertainment, man. And
Big puppet
and
show.
so yeah, just something to distract us for a moment to so that we can, relax for a second and get our thoughts together and then get back out there to it. So that's what we gonna do, man. We gonna come through with another great episode. Everything's legit, man. So man, it's been a crazy week. A lot of things have happened. One of the biggest stories that happened. It's all over the headlines and it's just been dominating um every page that you turn, and rightfully so, man, because it's a huge story and it deserves some type of attention. But the Miami Heat, man, you know, going to the finals, getting there, and are you know another trip to the finals, another chapter in our historic franchise that we are building right now. The culture that we have set,
Yeah, yeah,
new culture, we here, man. We here. We had to dance.
yeah, yeah.
That's what we can say
And,
right now.
one thing I gotta tip my hat to the Miami Heat. With the organization from top to bottom. All the way from you know from Pat Riley down to the guys that's running the floor. Eric
Yeah.
Spoelstra is a great coach. They got great players. Pat Riley made great moves. I knew for a fact that when he got Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder over there, that those young guys y'all had was going to grow up fast, and that's exactly what they did. They showed a lot of maturity, a lot of poise, and a lot of grit in the playoffs. Especially eliminating my Boston Celtics in 6 games.
That
That
was
was,
hard, bro.
yeah, they did their thing with that. They
Yeah.
facing a different monster now.
Juggernaut.
A juggernaut, a LeBron James that probably does not want to see Pat Riley beat him.
Oh no.
So
He regardless of what LeBron says, because I heard there's an interview right before the finals started, and as we're recording this, game one just happened yesterday.
mhm.
But before the finals started, somebody asked him about how he felt about this series, and his answer was, "This is just another series." I don't believe that.
Nah.
LeBron feels the type of way about Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley feels the type of way about LeBron. The common denominator between all of this is Eric Spoelstra. He's coached LeBron. He's coached against LeBron. He's coached against uh prime LeBron, because LeBron's still in his prime, oddly enough, year 17.
Yeah.
But the prime of his prime, he got to coach and he got to coach against. And so we get to see, that age old question of what's better, coaching or the talent?
Yeah.
Is it Brady or is it Belichick? We get to see that on display now. We get to see the chess match. Is LeBron as brilliant as he say he is? Is he as effective as they say he is? Or is coaching a bigger part than we think? Because as his coach, I'm sure Spoelstra knows some of his tendencies, some of his habits,
Mm-hmm.
but that was 2012, 2013, 2014. That was more athletic LeBron, so he relied a lot on his athleticism more than his brain.
Mm-hmm.
And now 2020, we got smart LeBron that's using his brain, using his mind to try to beat you. And so it's a chess match. I like to see it. They struck first.
Big strike.
Yeah. One thing I took away from the game is this. Actually, 3 things. The first thing is we started off good. But and this is my first two. So the first thing is we started off good. We had a game plan coming in. We knew the first 5 minutes how we were gonna, what we were gonna attack. And then the second thing that happened was the others. KCP, Caruso, Rondo, even though he's more than the other, they were hitting threes. Now, coming into the playoffs, the Lakers were
couldn't hit nothing.
the second worst 3-point shooting team. And last night, during their biggest run, they were like 7 for 11 at one point. They was hitting. I'm watching the game, and I'm saying to myself, okay, we was up 13. When I saw KCP hit them two 3-pointers, I said to myself, okay, Spo called timeout. And even though we were still up, I said to myself, and in my group chat, I said, if the Lakers are hitting shots like that, if KCP is on like that, it's gonna be a different game. And somebody in my group chat was like, "Oh, KCP a baller," and I said to them, "Look, KCP is not gonna get more than 10 points, but what's gonna happen is them 10 points is gonna come at a time when they needed it."
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the box score, I think KCP only had like 11 points.
Yeah,
but them 2 3-pointers kept them
instead of just in striking
20,
range, striking distance.
Yeah, instead of it being a 20-point game, it was a 7-point game. You know what I'm saying? It was right there. And so so that was the meat. And then the fourth quarter, when Kendrick Nunn came in, and Kendrick Nunn, who had a great season, who was second in Rookie of the Year, in a year where you had Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Kendrick Nunn was second in Rookie of the Year voting. And the bubble happened. He caught COVID and never recovered from COVID. But he gets into the game last night, and he scored 18 in the fourth quarter. A lot of people didn't pay attention to that because by that time the game was out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of flipping of the channels, not listening, not really paying attention. But I'm a Heat fan, so I'm watching all 48 minutes.
Yeah.
In that fourth quarter, I saw Kendrick Nunn come to life.
Yeah.
So
y'all went from down by y'all was down 32 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And when Nunn came in the fourth quarter, I think he dropped a couple threes. He was, finding his way to the basket. And there was somebody else that was helping him out a little bit.
Crowder woke up in the first.
Crowder was up in the first.
Yeah, it was good to see him hit a couple. It was the beginning of the game. I said to myself, "Oh, them boys don't fix the issues of because the last series Crowder was off. Jimmy wasn't aggressive to start the games. He looked a little lethargic.
Yeah, y'all was looking to Goran Dragic to do a lot of the initiating.
Do everything. Yes. And so at the beginning of this game, Jimmy scored 9 right off the bat. Bam was doing his thing, rebounding. Duncan Robinson hit like 1 or 2. Jay Crowder was busting threes. So it looked like, oh, okay, them boys came to play. And then it was like, the Lakers are a interior team. You gotta pack the paint and you gotta double team AD. But when them boys start hitting, when Caruso, KCP start hitting threes, it's hard to pack that paint.
Even Danny Green even woke up.
Yeah,
he been gone all season. Like, that would have been missing.
Dude, KCP goes all season. Caruso, them boys ain't consistent. Like they'll have 1 or 2 games where they hitting, and then they have 2 months where you don't hear nothing from them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Another thing that I saw was I saw the LeBrons, Dwight's, ADs. I saw them get real physical with Bam.
They did.
Bam and Jay Crowder. Yeah, they was putting muscle on them boys.
Yeah.
I think
It,
LeBron
it,
came
it
to the
just looked
basket.
like, yeah,
LeBron came to the basket and he hit Bam in the
I saw
chest with
it.
a spin elbow. And
Embarrassed.
and I promise that knocked the wind out of him because he left the game for a while after that. And
Yeah,
then he came back, and when he got injured in the third quarter, when the real
yeah.
meltdown started.
It was ugly. And he, in the thick of it.
Yeah,
In the thick of it, he went down. Go around went down. Jimmy turned his ankle. It was just all bad at the right time. Everything just started happening. The Lakers started busting threes. It's like, yo, if they gonna shoot like that, if they gonna shoot, it was like 11 or 16 from three.
mhm.
If the LA Lakers are gonna shoot 11 for 16 from three, and then you add AD's 30 points and you add LeBron's triple double, I can't do nothing but tip my hat. Here's your ring, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
They was bodying them boys on them rebounds too. Like there was a
They
couple
look,
times, even when Bam was in
they
there.
look bigger. Yeah,
Yeah,
they looked
bro, I was telling
bigger.
somebody that last night. I'm
Yeah,
watching the game and I was like, why do the Lakers look so much bigger than the Heat?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just look bigger.
Yeah, that's
Everybody,
physicality.
bro.
Yeah,
There was times
because
when they made Bam look
even
like he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
he's been dominating the whole playoffs.
yeah.
And then he was just a boy again last night. So,
It looked like game 4 against Boston where he had to come out and say this on me, and then he had to come out game 5 and be like, all right, this is what it is.
yeah.
We gonna see. They gotta make adjustments. This is the opportunity where we get to see Spo show people he's top 2, but he ain't 2. You know what I'm saying? He get to make the adjustments. He get to show us, why I think he's the best coach in the NBA. He gonna have to come up with something to pull something out, and I'm confident that he got something more. I know part of Spo's thinking is they're not going to hit that many 3-pointers. Like you gotta you can't abandon your game. It's easy to do though. When you get punched in the mouth, it's like, oh, like you can go into this fight talking all that, hey, we here. But as soon as you get punched in the mouth and you start leaking, that's when the real come out. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So it's either fight or flight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Last night on the bench, Jimmy was like, "All right, I see. We he kind of had that look like, all right, we gonna get back. We gonna get back. So it's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah,
We gonna see.
it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
interesting series. I'm just glad to see good, competitive, exciting basketball. One thing about me is I'm a fan of the sport before I'm a fan of any team. So if there's basketball being played and it's good, competitive, and exciting, I'm there for it. And this is definitely going to be one of the best final series that I think we've seen in a minute. But could you imagine if it was like the traditional way? You go from Venice Beach to South Beach.
Man, that's the real loser
Yeah,
because you go from LA to Miami. Like, how can you lose?
that'd have been wild. But to have it in a centralized location for everybody's safety, I think that is bringing in a more competitive spirit out of everybody, bringing that edge, that grit. There's no outside influences like the fans who can easily sway a call one way or the other. It's
Yep.
just two teams, the
Basketball.
refs, the coaches. You know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah. So it's an exciting game 2 tomorrow. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see.
Hey, don't get beat up
Sticking to
again like last night. That was bad. I enjoyed
it.
it,
Was.
but it was bad.
It was, dog. It was. And the funny thing is, before the game, everybody know I'm a huge Heat fan. So all my friends is like getting on me, like asking me to make a prediction. And I purposely was mellow all day. You ain't seen me jump out the porch. I ain't made no crazy post until the end where I had to make my prediction. But all day I was silent. I ain't really say nothing because I know, bro. Listen, I'm not crazy. Like, I know what the mountain is. I know what it is. I know it's AD. Listen, AD looked like the best player ever last night. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So I know
In
what
the
it is,
third
dog.
quarter, halfway through the third quarter, when he dunked and he turned around and said, "It's over," He said it's over. I promise he was looking up at Pat Riley, but he said it's over, and I was like, "Oh my god!" We ain't even halfway through the third quarter. This man just said it's over.
You know what? I hope he did look up at Pat Riley, and I hope by the time the game was over, each player had that clip hanging in their locker room. I hope today when they wake up and they go to practice, the first thing they see is that as a post of AD doing that. Because as a fan, me watching it, I want to jump through the screen and be like, bruh, like you mad like you disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm watching it and they killing it. They killing us. And we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing with this dude. He killing us.
Bro, he
And
getting
he
his
threw
own
that.
rebounds and missing. Sometimes I felt like he was just trying to pad stats because he just missing and grabbing the rebound.
He was little boy in us, dog.
Yeah.
And then he started busting threes. I was like, there's nothing. What can you do? What can you do? LeBron had a near triple. He was 1 assist for
One assist.
dog.
And I think he was trying to get it, but
He was. Everybody stood in the
But
game.
see the
He
thing,
couldn't get it.
but the reason why he didn't get it is because they kept giving him the ball and they kept having like Kendrick Nunn or what's Derek Jones on him. He was like, "Oh, this is food." Like,
Yeah, he can't
yeah,
score. Yeah,
I can't pass
yeah,
this off. I got to take this kid.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But then a minute and 23 left. Minute 23 left. LeBron was like, "Hold up, time out. Get me out of here. I gotta go.
yeah,
I ain't got time for
yeah.
this no more." Went over to the bench and immediately took his shoes off. My man said,
When I
"I'm
saw
done."
him, dog, that's so disrespectful. I saw him take his shoes off, and I was like, "This nigga, he's done. Like, the game is over. He done took his shoes." Like, I understand the game was already blown out, but don't take your shoes off on the court, dog. At least wait till they get. At least wait till we in the locker room. Don't. Hey, we come on, bro. We in the finals. Like your man's already said it's over. You know what I'm saying? The man going out the court talking about it's over, and then you on the sideline taking your shoes off, getting comfortable, putting slides on. Like, what we doing, dog? I swear,
Oh my
I
god.
hope Miami goes to the practice facility is everywhere, dog. I hope it's
Oh my
there.
god.
I hope they have a video of a meme of LeBron his slides on, bro. Like all of that. I hope it's bulletin board material. I know
Oh
it
my
is. I
god,
know it. Pat Riley is not gonna let this slide, bro.
bro.
Like I know Pat Riley is in their chest. Like, hey, we gonna lose, but we ain't getting swept.
Bro,
Like, nah, nah.
when I saw AD say it's over, and the look on his face, I was like, yeah, that's the only person that LeBron has expressed his hate for Pat Riley to.
Yeah,
He hasn't told anybody else.
It looked like it.
Yeah, he hasn't told anybody else, but he told AD. Him and AD don't talk about this.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be
I think so.
it's gonna be a good series though.
I think so too. I think they talked about it. I think so. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's
Because
why
the
you
look
reacted
on
that
his
way.
face, and then when early in the game when there was a scrambling for the ball and Jay Crowder grabbed LeBron's arm, and then
And they
AD got in.
they locked
AD,
up.
yeah, AD got in.
I seen that.
Yeah, the only person that, because I think LeBron is trying to light this fire in AD, and it's already there, but
If it's a consistent fire,
yeah,
it's a wrap. It's
yeah,
a wrap.
that's why I feel like that's the only person he's expressing his disdain for the Heat organization too.
Gosh.
But
Man, we gonna see, man. I'm excited, dog. Basketball, my favorite sport.
likewise,
Miami, my favorite team. LeBron, one of my top 3 favorite players. It's so funny, dog, because I was never a LeBron fan like that. People make me a LeBron fan. I used to hate
yeah,
LeBron,
same
dog.
with
But
me. Same with me.
people get so disrespectful and so like short sighted when it come to him, dog. It's just like I became like, yo, like, nah, all right. Now I gotta start digging into his game and really looking into him and just man.
Yeah, bro.
But speaking of the black athlete, last week we had Pat Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson on
Monday Night Football. That was
was
supposed to be a good game. It was supposed
to be
a good
two
game.
black QBs starting.
Yeah.
Two of the future faces of the league. Actually, shoot, the current faces of the
Current
league,
face of the
honestly.
league. You got the Super Bowl
Super
MVP
Bowl MVP
and the league
and
MVP.
uh, but this week is Pat Mahomes versus Cam Newton. So 2 more black, QBs going head to head. So it kind of made me, because I remember just the conversations, like we like just growing up, turning on Sports Center and listening. I just remember the conversations about how black QBs aren't respected because they don't think they're smart. They rather run the black QB than throw the ball. The white QB is more superior. That's why most teams get the white QB.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look now at the league where what they say, like 80% of the league is black, 75% of the league is black.
Gotta be.
And now it probably more than that now.
Yeah, gotta be.
And now the QBs are taking over the the black QBs are becoming the norm because of the athleticism, because of the creativity. It's hard to guard receivers and running back and a quarterback that could do all of that.
And you know what?
So,
That's what I think the biggest issue was from the beginning when we first started getting black quarterbacks that were athletic and could run. When we had Randall Cunninghams and guys like that. When we had Michael Vick, they if you remember, they made him turn into a pocket passer when he was killing them with his legs. And
yeah.
they used the excuse that it's too easy for you to get hurt out there running like that, which makes sense. But in all reality, it really just it provides an unfair advantage to the offense if you have a quarterback that's athletic enough and can run fast enough and is agile enough to do the things that these guys do. So I think that was the whole reason why they were trying to transform all the more athletic run quarterbacks into either wide receivers or just telling them, hey, you got to learn how to stay in the pocket and throw the ball like this white guy over here. Now,
Yeah.
nowadays, everybody's so much bigger, stronger, and faster that you have to have a quarterback who can get up and go when it's time to get up and go. If not, you get guys like who was Buddy from Washington a couple years ago, who had his leg folded up. You know what I'm saying?
Robert Griffin III, RG3.
No. I'm not talking about the black one. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
you talking about Alex Smith?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get out of there, now you have another issue because these defensive linemen aren't as big and slow as they once were. They were all strength at that point. Nowadays, they're just like running backs and DBs. They gonna get there, and when they get there, you in trouble if you can't move. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's definitely I love seeing the black quarterbacks. Even Russell Wilson is one of the top rated quarterbacks in the NFL at this time.
It's still underrated.
Still underrated, but top tier, cream of the crop. Who else? Who else we got? You said Cam Newton,
Pat Mahomes, LJ,
Teddy Tyrod Taylor,
Teddy Bridgewater at Carolina, Dwayne Haskins in Washington. It's just dope to see, man. Even with the disrespect that they gave Cam, to see him prospering and doing good, I love it, man. Because that's a former MVP. Ain't no way he should have been treated the way he was.
Nah.
But he took it on the chin.
Now he come back with that chip on his shoulder, and now he about to put everybody on notice. And they like he said, this season ain't about money; it's about respect. He done made money; it's about respect. But after he get his respect, please believe he coming back for another bag.
Come on, he gonna get it too. He gonna Cam is earning all his money right now. Next year you gonna have no choice but to pay him. If you want him, you have to pay him, and that's just what it is, man. So it's dope to see that. It's dope to see, man, just to see sports kind of trying to come back. I did see that they're gonna move. They're moving the Tennessee Titan
and Pittsburgh Steelers game. Yeah,
Yeah, it was supposed to be Monday or Tuesday, but now they're moving it to like a whole different week.
yeah. Hey, that's gonna hurt my fantasy league. That's
I
gonna hurt
wonder
me.
how they gonna do that, because that's a lot of people. That's Ben, Ryan Tannehill, the running back,
Derrick Henry,
for, yeah, Derrick Henry, uh, Juju Smith. So
James
that's gonna
Conner.
be James. Man, that's a lot of firepower, a lot of a lot of offense, a lot of fantasy points on the field is
Yeah.
being left. That's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of handle that as far as like fantasy football go. But man, just try to get into some music. Did you see the BET um award nominees?
The nominee. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw it, and in my mind, you automatically start picking the winner in your mind. I'm in. Yeah, I saw it.
It's a first of all, okay. How do you how do you feel about a BET award?
That's
Like
that's another
you
thing
were
that I
to
was
get a
thinking.
BET,
That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
another thing that I was thinking when I was looking at it. I was like, if when you get a BET award, is that like a real accolade? Like, is that go on your resume? Does your stock go up from that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that affect you? Is it respected enough to be one of those things that you know what I'm saying? That
Who determines that?
that's what I'm saying. Who determines that?
I think we determine that. I think the people determine that. I think that it's a brand thing, right?
Mm,
Like Coca-Cola, right? One of the things that Coca-Cola did was when they first started was they whenever the country was at war, they were the brand that was for the soldiers. They was on the battlefield. Like, so when everybody came home, Coca-Cola was the name that they knew. And so as the generations passed on, when you think about soda, you think about Coke. You don't even say, so let me go get a Coke. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? And that's a brand thing. It's like engraved in us. It's like it's like Coca-Cola is uh it's in our fabric. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You hear the word Grammy and you already think, okay, this is prestigious. This is an award that
Hmm.
everybody wants, because that's the value that the public held a Grammy to. Whenever you heard an artist say they won a Grammy, the price went up. Whenever you heard an artist say they won a Grammy, the attention for whatever track you was on went up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and then it got to the point where everybody started realizing it was a game, and the Grammys started was being disrespectful to the culture or whatever. So it's like now we're at this point where Drake is drinking out of a Grammy. Hove not even showing up to they don't even care about the Grammys.
Hmm.
Kanye peeing on the Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like the culture itself is letting us know we don't have to value the Grammy.
Right.
Like they telling me we don't have to value the Grammy. So then it's like, okay, if we don't have to value the Grammy, what takes place at the Grammy? And you start hearing all these questions about you hear the questions, oh, okay, well, we need an award show. We need this, we need that. And it's like, you got the BET Awards. If we were to, as a culture, if we were to hold the BET Awards to that standard, guess what? Everybody else around us is going to hold it to that standard. If we say BET Award winning artist before we say Grammy Award winning artist,
Grammy
guess what's going
nominated.
to, yeah. This is a 3-time BET nominated. Oh, and by the way, a Grammy nominated. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you got to exclude it, but with anything, whatever is of value, you're gonna say it first. This is a BET nominated, BET award winner. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, give it that value, give it that place. And then what starts to happen is the quality of the BET awards will pick up, the 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 way it's done, the nominations to get better. Like you'll have more of a variety because now the artist, instead of trying to release an album on the cutoff date for a Grammy, they will be more worried about the BET Awards. Okay, look, we trying to get a BET Award. We trying to do that. We gotta place the value on that. You know what I'm saying?
True. I see what you're saying. Do you feel like do you feel like it's getting to that place, or is there still work to do? I mean, of course, there's still work to do, but do you feel like it'll ever be that prestigious award? Like, can it, to you, will it ever be there?
I don't know because even to this day, like if you say the word BET, like we don't give it value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like whenever somebody says, "Oh, this movie is going on BET," what's your first thought? Oh, this low budget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of if something goes straight to Hulu, or I mean something goes straight to Netflix, you're like, yo, I'm running to Netflix to watch that. Something goes straight to BET, you like, oh, that's a low budget. You know what I'm saying? Like our mind is already programmed to like think whatever is black ain't gonna be of value.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta change the mindset in ourselves. To me, that's just I mean, that's how I see it. What about you?
I agree. I agree with that. I also feel like BET has to kind of meet the culture halfway. You know what I'm saying? They got to find a way to reinvent what they're doing. What worked for us on BET 20 years ago, first of all, it's not even the same anymore. That's part of the reason why nobody's interested. People don't watch music videos anymore, which is what we went there really for. 106 in Park. It just occurred to me, how did we come home every day and watch the same music videos every day, just in a different order, and get hype about that? I don't understand it. But yeah, like it was exciting back in the day. Nowadays it's like it's BET. They got like weird drama shows on there and all types of craziness. You know what I'm saying? They gotta meet us they gotta meet us halfway, and it has to be it's gonna take those more prestigious artists or entertainers to bridge the gap, so to speak. And I feel like that's the only way. And like you said, once we all are there and we can look at this as what is called black entertainment television, then that award will mean so much more. And I still don't know how to feel about having a BET Awards and then having a BET Hip Hop
Yeah.
Awards. I
Yeah.
get
I
the
feel like
difference, but
I
I
feel
don't
like
know
what
how I
starts
feel
to
about it.
happen is BET has lost a little bit of direction. Because it's like it held more value when BET was more about music.
Mm-hmm.
When it had the 106 in Park, when it had the Rap City, when it had the Cedars World, when it had rapping in the streets, when it had all of these different music shows, right? That showcased music.
Right.
Because at that point you understood, oh, okay, BT tapped into the culture. They know music.
Yeah.
But now that Viacom kind of infiltrated it and it's more about entertainment than music, you get more of non-music stuff. And so now when somebody looks at BET, they're like, you're not really tapped in. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so the value of a BET Music Hip Hop Award is like up in the air. But did you get to see like any of the nominees? Anything that like stuck out to you?
Um, I don't remember the categories, but there was a few of them that I looked at and I was like,
They got uh so best hip hop video of the year. The Baby Bop, the Baby featuring Roddy Rich Rockstar.
mhm.
Future featuring Drake, Life is Good, Drake, Tootsie Slide, Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture, Roddy Rich, The Box.
Yeah,
Um,
I looked at that one and I automatically went with the baby Bob.
yeah, they got this is an interesting one. Best duo or group. The nominees for that: City Girls, Earth Gang, Jack Boys, Migos,
Mhm.
Run the Jewel, and Chris Brown and Young Thug.
Yeah. Oh, when I saw that
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
to me it was more based off the popularity, and I was
yeah,
looking like it was looking like Chris Brown and Thugger,
yeah,
and or you know what I'm saying. But I prefer Earth Gang or Run the Jewels.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
I
thing.
prefer I prefer Earth Gang. But the crazy thing is, I can see City Girls winning this category.
Yeah,
They
me
had
too.
a great year. Especially with JT coming home and them dropping at least 2 summer anthems.
Hmm.
Um, Young Miami is on the Saweetie remix. Um, so they've been moving around.
Yeah,
They've been doing their thing, and now I'm seeing JT speak more about prison reform because of going through whatever going through what she went through, and now she's like, we need to reform the prison. So seeing them kind of step into a whole new light, the City Girls, they they I could very well see the City Girls um winning that category.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I can agree with that. If I'm looking at it from a more, if I'm stepping outside of me and looking at it
yeah,
from a more secular or political uh,
yeah,
standpoint, looking at the climate that we're living in, I can see the City Girls walking off with it, and I like the growth. I'm a person I like to see growth in an artist, or you know what I'm saying. So to see them stepping up and speaking out on certain issues is, to me, that speaks more than the music that they make.
yeah,
So I
for
appreciate
sure.
that. So I can definitely see them moving with that award.
Plus, that's home team, man. They from right here, South Florida.
Yes, sir.
So to see them, to see where they came from, bro. Because you remember they was bubbling in Dade before everybody else heard them, and so
Yeah,
we was already
honestly,
down that rocket.
I didn't think they were a real thing when I first heard about them. I was like, "What? That's not real."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. All we heard was City Girls, and we was like, we heard it in our city because that's
yeah,
what we call them. We call it City Girls. So we heard it. We was like, and
yeah,
then remember we heard the bootleg City Boys group
yeah,
was coming up behind them. They was trying to like profit off of them, or whatever. But
yeah,
to see the City Girls take that, then they signed with QC, and then they just took off like a rocket. It's dope, man. Dope to see them. Shout out to City Girls. That's home team, man. Best lyricist of the year. Uh, nominees are Big Sean,
duh.
The Baby, Big Sean, The Baby, Drake, Cole, Meg The Stallion, and Rhapsody. Um, First of all, I don't know why Meg The Stallion is on this list.
I don't know why the baby's
But
on that list.
I touche. Um, yeah, The Baby, Meg Thee Stallion should not be on this list. Big Sean, Drake, J. Cole, Rhapsody. Um, I would put Lil Baby
Yeah,
way before I put The Baby up
yeah,
there.
yeah. Me too.
Lil Baby definitely should have been on this list.
Me too. And I think he's gonna win the what is it? Most impactful song.
Okay, okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
for that best lyricist,
I
this
already
year
know who
what?
you think. Yeah.
No. It's more than that. But I do feel like Sean is giving us a project. Drake has given us like 5 Lucy's. Cole has given us 2. Right? Am I right?
Uh,
Oh no, one of them was a response to No
With
Name.
freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name. Nah, but he was on a couple other things. Cole had a
Oh
couple
yeah,
tracks
he was on the Earth
with
Gang album.
features. Yeah. He was on Earth Gang album. He had a couple features. Um, but Sean definitely worked. Rhapsody definitely worked.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a tough.
And
That's
as far
gonna
as I'm
be.
concerned, when it comes to that list, those
I mean,
those nominees, I think Rhapsody is probably the best lyricist of them all.
yeah. If I'm being objective about this list and I'm looking at it, um, I'm leaning towards she should win that.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards her winning that because I'm looking at, like you said, Cole, uh, Sean, and Rhapsody are the only ones that dropped the project. When did that Drake project come out? No, that was a bunch of old songs, but that wasn't like a new project. So yeah, Big Sean was the one that really dropped, and Rhapsody. Um, that's gonna be an interesting category to see which way they go, because I can see them giving it to Big Sean if he don't win nothing else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Rhapsody definitely.
Yeah, she deserved
Um,
that one.
yeah, this is an interesting category. DJ of the year.
Yeah, I looked at that.
Chase B, D Nice, DJ Drama, DJ Envy, Khaled, or Mustard.
D Nice or Mustard.
Yeah, D Nice, man. You can't. It's hard to deny D Nice, man, especially with the whole quarantine thing.
Yeah. He kicked off a lot of
And
things when we didn't know where we were going with music.
yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. He man. Um, yeah, he blazed a path that allowed other DJs to know, okay, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
That's how you need to
It
move.
don't stop. It don't stop because you can't, be out there. You got to find a way to make
Yeah,
something happen.
yeah. Um, I'm not mad at DJ Envy being on this list because of not only hosting the Breakfast Club. I personally believe that the Breakfast Club is DJ Envy's show.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the that's his show, and Yee and Charlemagne are his co-hosts. That's how I always felt like, even when I watch the Breakfast Club and Envy is not there, it's something missing.
Yeah.
When when Yee is not there, sometimes depending on who they interview, when Charlemagne is not there, sometimes depending on who they interview, but when Envy is not there, you can always tell he's not there. But also what he's doing outside of music, he's doing real estate. He's teaching real estate. He's passing the game on. He does these webinars online. Um, he does these master classes where he teaches people what they need to do to flip houses and make money. So he's giving game back, and he's in the trenches. So to see him do that, I wouldn't be mad at D Nice or Envy winning that one. Producer of the year, Knife Wonder, Khaled, Hit Boy, Jetson Made, Mike Will Made It, or Mustard.
Hit Boy, Mustard, or Jetson.
Yeah. I would go between Jetson or Hit Boy. Hit
Hit
Boy
Boy
had
did
a
a lot of
strong.
work. He
Yeah,
did a
dog.
lot of work this year.
Hit Boy he worked with every
Yeah.
genre of hip hop.
Every. He did some
um,
work on that Nas album.
dog. Hit Boy is just dope. Hit Boy is dope, man. Hit Boy is dope. Yeah. So between the two of them, I see that. Artist of the year, The Baby, Drake, Future, Lil Baby, Meg Thee Stallion, Roddy Ricch.
Between Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch. But I can see it going to Meg.
Lil Baby should definitely win this award.
I agree.
Meg Thee Stallion's going to win the award.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Album album of the year, The Baby, Blame It on Baby, The Baby, Kirk, Future, Half Life, Lil Baby, My Turn, Meg Thee Stallion, Sugar, Roddy Rich, please excuse me for being antisocial. The Baby got 2 of them on this joint. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's crazy that they even did that. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
the second one wasn't that good.
yeah, the Blame It on Baby wasn't as good as Kirk. Or was it
No,
the other way around? Whatever, whichever one.
no. Yeah.
The first one was
Kirk. No. Blame It on Baby is the later one.
okay.
Kirk is the one that
Yeah,
is the one
Kirk
that's
was the good one.
yeah.
And then he had the nerve to drop a Blame It on Baby Deluxe, but whatever. Yeah, so between the Baby, Lil Baby, I listened to a lot of Roddy Rich, but I didn't listen to that complete album. He had a lot. He had a lot of features last year that was dope, but I didn't listen to his album like that.
The album is dope. But off this list, Lil Baby, My Turn is the best album.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again,
we know.
Yeah. Okay. So, best new hip hop artist: Flo Milli, Jack Harlow, Mulatto, NLE Chopper, Pop Smoke, Rod Wave. Pop Smoke probably gonna win that one.
Pop Smoke probably gonna win, but I would say it's between Jack Harlow and
Rod Wave.
Mulatto
had a crazy second half of the year.
Yeah, she did.
She got a big record with Gucci Mane.
Yeah. I mean, she's dope. She's definitely dope. Yeah, she's
It's actually not a bad list.
Yeah.
It's not a bad list.
But Pop Smoke, Pop Smoke probably gonna get that one.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best lists.
Yeah,
out of these nominations. Last couple one. Hustler of the Year: Cardi B, Khaled, Jay-Z, Meg, Ross, Travis Scott. Travis Scott probably gonna win that one.
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Best hip hop platform. This is an interesting category. This is new.
There was two very similar categories.
Nomination.
Yeah.
Best hip hop platform: Complex, Hip Hop DX, Hot New Hip Hop, The Breakfast Club, Joe Budden Podcast, The Shade Room, Double XL. I'm biased toward Hip Hop DX because when the internet first jumped off, that was my go-to website, Hip Hop DX, and they still around.
Yeah.
Joe Budden Podcast is probably the fastest growing.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one to see who wins that one. I don't really have a.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way, and this is where it can get political. I can see the Breakfast Club winning it.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a good category. Let's see any other categories that I really care about. Best featured verse and impact track and
impact track, Lil Baby already.
Let me see. You said impact track, impact track, Anderson .Paak and J Rock Lockdown, The Baby featuring Roddy Ricch, Rockstar, BLM remix, J Cole, Snow on the Bluff, Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture, Rhapsody featuring PJ Morton and Afeni, and Wale featuring Kelly Price Sue Me. Oh, Wale, that's what's up. You said who? You said The Baby?
Lil Baby. Bigger Picture.
Baby, Lil Baby should win that. Yep. Lil Baby should win that. But the Baby killing it and got the most nominees with 12.
He got 12.
So
Meg got 8.
Yep.
Roddy got 3.
11.
Roddy got 11?
Yep. Roddy Ricch got 11. Meg and Drake both got 8. Future got 6. Lil Baby got 4. Khaled, Beyonce, Travis Scott, and Mustard got 3. So the BET Awards are, what day are these things that come on? BET Awards are October 27th, 9:00. So that's gonna be interesting to see, man. Good categories.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll be there.
Yeah. We should. Let's see what else is going on in the culture. Oh, did you see Young Jeezy getting his own talk show.
I saw something and I wasn't sure what I was seeing when I saw it. He dropped that around his birthday or something like that.
Yeah. So he's getting a show. It's going to be a weekly talk show.
Talk show.
It's going to be called Worth a Conversation with Jeezy Jenkins. It's going to start. Actually, it started this week. So the first episode supposedly already dropped. It's dropping on Fox Soul. Fox Soul which is get into that later, but
Yeah.
the urban division of Fox. They got all the black stuff over there on
Right.
Fox Soul.
Which is
But that's where he's supposed to.
which I don't
They got rid of the word urban and replaced it with soul.
Yeah.
Like soul supposed to make us feel better because we use the word. Like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah,
I'm sorry.
and speaking of
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I already knew. Go ahead, bro.
On that note, like
Yeah.
there's a few things about this divisive world that we live in that really irks me. That's one of them. Like when you can take something and instead of just putting it with everything else and saying, okay, this is Jeezy's talk show on Fox, you go and put it on Fox Soul. Like
you gotta give the caveat.
Why is there even a Fox Soul? Why? You don't have enough time slots on Fox? You got a bunch of garbage shows on Fox. Only time people go to Fox is for Fox Sports to watch Undisputed or football on Sunday. Ain't nobody watching Fox. Now,
or The Simpsons.
Or The Simpsons. And another thing, that's like when you go to the grocery store. Why in the world, do you find all the African American foods on the international aisle? Like, I look at the jar of barbecue sauce on the international aisle, and it clearly says North Carolina sweet honey mustard sauce. But it's on the international aisle. But North Carolina is in the United States. It's a why? I need answers. I need somebody to answer this. And it drives me nuts because I'm always on that aisle because I'm always picking up something, something that I can't find on the regular.
I go to it when I walk into the grocery store. That's where everything that I want is usually located.
Yeah, like you want any flavor in your food, you got to hit that out.
Gotta go there. That's a fact.
But anyways, my bad. I'm sorry for derailing the conversation like that.
It's cool because it made me think just now. Speaking about Fox Soul, and it being the black side of Fox. Did you see and this is where my issue lies. But did you see the interview between Vivica Fox, Selena Johnson, Claudia Jordan, Lisa Ray, and DeBrat?
No.
So you do know Lisa Ray and DeBrat are sisters, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, because I was on Twitter and I see a bunch of people saying they just found out Lisa Ray and DeBrat are sisters, and it's like, where y'all been? That's old news. Yes. But anyways, so it was Lisa Ray's birthday, and this is my problem with Fox Soul, because now you got this stigma of it being soul, and in order to drive attention to your platform, this is what happens. So it's her birthday. It's Lisa Ray's birthday. They got this show. It's called Queens with Cocktails, I think, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Where it's these women, Claudia Jordan, Selena Johnson, the singer, Vivica A. Fox, and Lisa Ray. And they got this talk show. It's Lisa Ray's birthday. They're doing a talk show. And Claudia goes, "Hey, Lisa Ray, by the way, we got a surprise for you." and they go into this whole introduction thing, and you can see on Lisa Ray's face, she don't know who they talking about. So they go on this, so they do this introduction thing. Claudia's like she's the first woman to sell 1 million records, and you can see in Lisa Ray's face that she don't know who she's talking about, but it's about to start clicking. She's looking like who you talking about?
Yeah.
But you know how when you hearing facts and you're like, dang, that sound like okay, wait, that's all coming from the same person. So you can tell in her face, she's like, who? And then Claudia goes, your sister, the brat. So the brat comes on the screen, and all you see is Lisa Ray sitting there. And she's like this. And she's sitting there, and she's sitting there like this. She got this shocked look on her face. So as she's surprised, the brat comes on, the brat starts talking. This is my sister. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. It's good to see you. It's good to be here. Thank y'all for inviting me on her day. Blah, blah, blah. The whole time, Lisa Ray sitting there like this. Right? So, if you're watching it, right, initially, the first 30 seconds of Lisa Ray being like this, you're thinking, yo, Lisa Ray is genuinely surprised. She's like about to cry that her sister surprised her. And all the other women on the panel are feeling the same thing. They're like, oh, look at Lisa Ray. She's so surprised. She's so happy to see her sister. This is a beautiful moment for our show, and so Lisa Ray is just, and the brat is talking. The other three women are talking, and so Lisa Ray's not saying nothing. So they're trying to like, kill the dead air.
Yeah.
So they start talking about how they start talking to the brat. They're like, the brat, you see the shock on your sister's face. She's so surprised to see you. She can't even talk right now. How do you feel about this? And so she starts talking about how she feels, and all of a sudden, Lisa Ray started talking, and you realize that look ain't the look of a happy surprise. You quickly realize that look is Lisa Ray fire hot. She mad. she mad, and she tried to gracefully like not go there, but your little sister is like trying to act like it's not a big deal what's going on between the two of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't talked in months, because they said that, when the brat came out and said she was a lesbian, like, we all didn't know. But she came out talking about she got a girlfriend or whatever. So Lisa Ray was kind of upset that she found out through the blogs instead of the brat calling her and telling her, which is true. That's your sister. That's somebody you live with. Y'all share rooms, whatever. Like, we family. Don't let me find out something about you through the blogs. Like call me. Let me know. Like, yo, this is what it is. I know you happy. I don't care, but don't, because now I'm a public figure. When I go out into the public and somebody's asking me questions about a news story that I ain't seen yet, now I'm looking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she was hot. She was like, yo, I ain't talked to you in months. I ain't seen you since before COVID. And now you jumping on my show talking about you happy to see me, and I'm supposed to just fake the front with you. She's like, nah, I ain't doing that. She was like, I ain't doing that. Like, yo, I love you. You my sister. That ain't gonna change. But we at a we at a distance right now. She was like, and whenever you ready to come and close the distance, and she said the funniest thing. She was like, hey, she's like, well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. She was like, the longer you wait, the longer you gonna have to extend that arm to get to me. That's what she told her. so like the other women on the show trying to like piece it up with her, like, Lisa Ray, you should maybe this is her opportunity to talk to you. She wanted to come to you on a public setting because she didn't know how you was gonna react. Lisa Ray was like, I don't give a I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. I don't care
Oh,
about.
snap.
She kept saying, I don't, she's like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. And then they go to break and they come back from break and they all just sitting there looking. And Lisa Ray was like, yo, it's my birthday. We ain't about to ruin this. I don't care nothing about that. And they was like, well, let's take a shot. She was like, hey, I'm here. We having fun. Like, you know, she would, but just that drama, dog.
Yeah.
Like Fox Soul, you hear Fox Soul, and it's like, why would you have to have that drama on there to, you know?
I mean,
But
well, we talked about all of this goes back to how they see us, how they view us. You know what I'm saying?
that's
We can't have nothing because look at what happens when we give them something. You know what I'm saying?
true. Yeah.
So
Look what happens when
that's
we give
all
them
wild.
something.
And just like and I already knew that the type of relationship that Brat and Lisa Ray had because my wife used to watch the show that they had. What was it? Hip Hop Atlanta or something like that. Growing up at hip hop something, but Bow Wow was on the show, and the Brat and JD were on the show. And every time Lisa Ray came to the Brat's little condo or whatever, she'd be snapping on her like, "You need to do this, you need to do that." Like just little sister,
Lisa Ray would be tapping on the Brat.
yeah, just little sister. Her like, "Yo, you tripping? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing?" So I already knew kind of that the dynamic. I knew where that was going before you even before you got there, dog. But back to what we was talking about with the
Oh yeah, it's crazy though.
Jeezy
But
new talk show,
yeah, yeah.
Fox Soul.
Fox Soul, man. The home of the
Soul.
black on Fox.
Gotta say it like
You gotta have, well, you gotta have you can't just say soul. You gotta have the deep
Freddie
voice.
Cruz.
Lord, that's so crazy.
They might as well have
They don't
Freddie
went from
Cruz say,
urban to soul, bro. Like they pissing on this telling this rain still.
yeah,
Wow.
telling us
Well, I'm happy for Jeezy. I'm happy that Jeezy is finding another outlet. It's so dope, bro. Cause you know what I always think about, dog. I always think about how hip hop has never been old,
nah,
right? So there is no blueprint on how to grow with hip hop, right? There's no blueprint on how to, okay, I started off as a rapper, then I went to a manager, and now for the twilight of my career, I'm doing media. Like there was no train. Like everybody that's doing it now had to figure it out along. Like we figured it out. The generation after us is they're gonna have the path.
yeah,
They gonna know. Okay, this is the steps I got. This is what I'm. This the path I'm gonna follow. Like they gonna know. But we are growing with hip hop. So to see Jeezy come from Trap or Die to a talk show on Fox Soul, that's wild to me,
yeah,
dog. Like, like I used to hit the kitchen lights, cockroaches everywhere.
yeah,
Now I hit the kitchen lights, it's marble floors. Like that's the Jeezy I'm
yeah,
used to. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And then you see the evolution of this man, and now he has his own talk show. He's trying to inspire individuals to do different things.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking his voice and he's trying to blaze a different path.
Yeah.
For me, it's dope to see hip hop do that. It's dope to see Joe Budden go from rapping to owning podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope to see Lupe Fiasco, one of my favorite rappers, jump on YouTube once a week and drop a live video and talk about what he got going on. You know, it's dope to see our favorite rappers, our favorite entertainers expand their brand beyond the music. It's good to see, like, okay, what they was thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you know you're a rapper, but at some point it switched, and now what you thinking? Like, what you doing? It's like the Locks, Styles P. They open up juice bars and health food eating in New York,
Yeah.
and that's their thing. Nipsey Hussle, buying his block and setting up stores and employing his people. G Herbo just purchased his old elementary school in Chicago and has turned it into a community center. Like, to see hip hop like grow from how we were introduced to it, how it came about,
Right.
you know, to where it is now. Like it's dope to see the evolution of hip hop.
Yeah, I'm just with us being, doing having our platform that we've created, just seeing the different variations of, the podcast, you know, genre, seeing the way that uh Wayne has his podcast, the way he has his
Yeah,
podcast set up, and the thing that I love the most is that they're doing their thing and they're still them. You know what I'm saying? They're still themselves. You still
yeah,
gonna see Wayne sit there with his styrofoam cup
yeah.
and his blunt
And it's
and
lighter, yo.
yeah, and his lighter. And when you go watch Expeditiously, you know what I'm saying, with T.I., he's still himself. He's still gonna be
Yeah.
himself. And
Drink champs with Tory on the drinking and have
yeah,
they doing
oh,
their thing.
that's one of my favorites. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorites. But it's good to see the hip hop expansion. It's really good because it helps these young artists see that it ain't just what you do in the booth and in the videos and when you on these tours that makes you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to a point where your core fans are going to know everything there is to know about you, and so that's just through music. So when they see you in a
yeah,
different element, when you're actually having intelligent conversations, talking about business ideas, talking about other people's music and your thoughts and your feelings on other people's music and your thoughts and feelings on things that happened during your musical career while somebody else was on their musical journey as well. Those conversations are what give you a deeper insight into the person that you thought you knew. And
yeah,
then, you know what I'm saying? That's just a beautiful thing. We in this information age, being a public figure, having a certain level of celebrity, you don't really have that privacy to to be
it's
able to not tell us who you are. And,
true. Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody who's doing their thing, especially hip hop artists, because that's where we come from. That's where this platform has come from. That's where we grow from, especially Southern
yeah,
based.
yeah. We products of hip hop.
Yeah.
That's what we
So
are.
shout out to
And it's
everybody
like,
doing their thing with that.
yeah, and you got to evolve, bro. Like that's what it is that we're seeing. We're seeing these individuals evolve into different things, expand themselves, because we also see individuals who don't evolve,
Yeah.
doing the same thing you was doing last year. You're still doing it now, and you see the results. If you're not paying attention, if you're not tapped in, if you're not trying to grow and expand your brand, you're stagnant. You're wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta evolve. You gotta stick with the times. You gotta learn. You gotta know how to get better every day. You gotta learn how to create every day. You gotta learn how to stay in people's faces, because if you don't, hip hop is growing just as fast as technology. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So just the evolution of that, it's a real dope thing to see, man. So shout out to Jeezy, like you said, shout out to all the creators.
Oh,
Shout out to the people who have, huh?
no, go ahead.
Shout out to the people who have the freedom to create. Um, the people who have an opportunity to get their opinions out. People who have the opportunity to get their truth out. Um, because we live in a world now where everything is sensitive,
Yeah.
and and if you're not careful, you can wind up on the wrong side. And so what that starts to happen is individuals jump to conclusions without facts.
Mm-hmm.
And then that old adage of don't ask permission, ask forgiveness kind of comes in. Because instead of being patient, instead of letting things play out, you hear something and you automatically draw a conclusion.
Draw a conclusion.
And then from
Next thing you know,
there,
cancel.
your mind don't change. It's hard to change your mind once you get to that point. So I got a question for you, so we can get into this conversation. Apologies. No, I'm sorry. Not even apologies. Something happens. An event happens.
Mm-hmm.
Two people are involved. How do you decide which side do you go on? How do you decide if something happens and you know multiple individuals are involved? So that means there are multiple sides to this story. So how do you decide, okay, this is the side that I'm rolling with?
The way that I would decide is by trying my best to hear both sides. I want to hear both sides, or everybody's side of the story. Everyone involved, I want to hear their side of the story before I draw a conclusion. Now, if it's an event where one person jumps out the gate and gives me their side of the story, I'm not going to say I'm not inclined to believe that person, but I'm going to feel like I still need to know more.
Like, okay, so then let me ask you a question then. Is there a benefit to being the first one to come out and tell your side?
It depends on who you're telling. If you're telling me, no. There's no benefit.
Just think, okay. Now, take yourself out of it. Okay. Just think about from a public point of view. Does it matter who comes out first?
No.
Okay. So let's get more specific then. Meg and Tory, right? This incident happens. Tory doesn't say anything. Mm-hmm. Information starts to leak. And now Megan jumps out and tells what happens. Mm-hmm. From that moment, Tory is going down the road of being canceled. Because Megan, being a black woman, a black queen, one who we should always protect, one that we should always hold on high regard, they are the weaker vessel. So we're supposed to hold them in high respect. She's a black queen. And so as black men, we know we got to protect them.
Facts. I agree with that.
And so when you hear of a black queen being a victim of something, naturally, you're going to run to her aid. You're going to run to her side. You're going to run to her protection. You're going to run to make sure that she's all right. Because as black men in this world, we know that the only thing that is close to us on the bottom of this totem pole is a black woman. Right? And so we have to protect them.
I agree.
So Meg comes out, says what she says. We naturally run to her aid. We form this protection around her. Nah, Tory, you can't come in here. Now, once that happens, two-part question. Does it matter that Tory apologizes? Or, no, I'm sorry. Not even apologize. Does it matter that Tory comes out and tells his side? And if it does matter, is there a time frame required for telling your side?
Yes, it matters that Tory comes out and tells his side because we need to know both sides. Now, when it comes to time frame, I don't think it matters the time frame. I do think that we live in a world where everybody wants what they want when they want it. That's why we have services where you can order things and have it the next day or the same day in some cases. So you can't tell a person how and when to explain himself or give his side of the story in an incident, especially if something as serious as what went down with Meg and Tory. And I think that's really the biggest problem with people. And I think that's the biggest problem with our culture is that Meg ran with the whole story was of, I didn't say anything because I was trying to protect you because you're a black man and black men are already being targeted in America. And so it automatically made her look like the victim and like the rider. Like, oh yeah, she a rider. And so that gave her more credibility in the situation, more leverage with the culture. And so when she comes out the gate saying stuff like that, then it's like, oh, then you hear what Tory's a piece of crap. Tory deserved to be in jail. Tory this, Tory that. Just to drag the man name through the mud, slandering the man. And then when he does decide to break his silence and give us his side, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He canceled. I don't want to hear it.
What? Because to me, we're impatient as a people,
Yeah.
as a race, as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer patient. Our attention span is real short. I remember just growing up and I remember the transition of hip hop beefs. I remember when hip hop beefs were only settled on CDs. Like you had to wait till the CD drop to hear the diss. And then radio took off, and then you had to wait until the artist went up to the radio station to hear the diss.
Mm-hmm.
And then the internet came along, and a diss record dropped, and you're expecting a response from that artist. It went from, okay, you got a couple of days to, yo, it's 24 hours. Where your diss at? Where your response at?
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember where it was like, okay, we'll give him a couple of days. When Ether came out, you had to wait.
Mm-hmm.
And then when 50 Cent was battling Ja Rule and all of them, like it was a shorter time period. It was like, oh nah, he just dissed you. Go up to the radio station and drop your diss record.
His diss dropped this morning. You got to be in your diss got to come out tonight.
Yeah, you got to jump in the studio right now. You know what I'm saying? And so Meg jumps out and says her side of the story, and immediately, before anybody even digested anything, before anybody even took a step back, right? We condemn Tory. Now, it's understandable because, like I said, you're going to protect our black queens. But even though we're going to protect our black queens, yo, Tory, you can't get in here. Nah, we here. Like you got to come through us before you can even say something to her right now. But understand it's a legal matter.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that it has to play out in the courts. There may have been many factors as to why Tory didn't come out immediately and say anything to Meg Thee Stallion. It could have been anything. His lawyers could have been telling him, "Hey, sit tight until we got this under wraps." Because if you say anything right now, if you jump out on live right now, you say something, it's gonna hurt your case.
Yeah. And I think that's what
So
a lot
here's
of
your
people wanted. A lot of people wanted him to
Yeah.
hop on IG Live and speak on somebody's podcast or something like that. And
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If Tory already knew that the media was treating him one way once Meg already came out and said Meg came out, said what she said, immediately all outlets, Tory done. We don't want to do nothing to do with him. So you're Tory Lanez, you sitting back and you watching this. Which outlet do you go to say, okay, I'm gonna go to you and give you this interview?
Exactly. That's my point. Like, if you gonna run to somebody who's already prejudged you just so you can tell your side of the story and they can get the clicks and, you know what I'm saying, the ratings or whatever, streams for you coming there, and they've already prejudged you. You already guilty to them. They already canceled you, but they just want it because
they know you're gonna get the clicks.
You're gonna get the clicks for them. So no, I would have done the same exact thing Tory did. Like, especially since he owns his masters now. And so now nobody's going to profit off of my side of the story but me.
And here's my thing. We always say when something happens with artists, we always tell them, put it in a song, right? The best Mary J projects are when Mary J's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody loves when Mary J's hurt because they know she's gonna go into the studio and put it into her songs.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know Keisha Cole hurt because she come out with the best songs. So that emotion, that raw emotion, mixed with the ability to tell your side of what happened, is what we want. Like, we love that authenticity. We love that expression. So to jump onto a blog site to answer, yo, I'm on this blog site. They want to interview me. All right, Tory, did you do it? No. Right? As opposed to, yo, I'm going to control this. Just the way that your side controls your narrative, your side jumped out there and controlled how things went on your side, I'm going to control my side.
Right.
Here go my truth. Here go what I got to say about how things happen. There's three sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. And we don't know all the facts. The one thing I will say is this, and I've said this from the beginning. There is no reason for Meg Thee Stallion to lie.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason. I don't think she completely is lying. Something happened to her.
Oh, of course.
Something tragic happened to her. She was a victim. Tory was there.
Mm-hmm.
Tory, being the man in this situation, probably could have prevented whatever happening from happening. Now, you also got to take into account that when a woman is done, You ain't gonna be able to tell her nothing. So if Tory did something to hurt Meg's feelings, if something was going on and there was a lot of emotions involved and Meg was fed up, it's only so much Tory could do.
Right.
Now, when you hear,
No, go ahead.
Now when you hear Tory's side and him saying he didn't do it, he never said it didn't happen.
Right.
He said he didn't do it.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because clearly something happened, but we're not getting the truth. We're not getting the whole story. We're not getting all the facts.
Mm-mm.
We're getting it from two separate sides. We're getting Tory's side, we're getting Meg's side. And it's like you getting both sides. They're both going at each other. You lying, you lying. You did it, no, I didn't. And
that's my issue. My issue is her saying he did it, him saying he didn't do it. I'm inclined to listening to his album, Daystar, since we haven't mentioned the name of the album yet, Daystar.
mm-hmm.
He sounds like a person who has been going through a wave of emotions over the last couple months. Hurt, losing friends, losing, you know what I'm saying? He was obviously in love with Meg at some point. He even has songs where he's like, you know, if you want to come back, you're welcome to come back. You know what I'm saying?
No, he said that through it all, he's still trying to repair that relationship.
Yeah. So, and then him being canceled.
Here's my thing, because a lot of people had issue with him dropping an album and also the date in which he dropped the album. Now, here's what I'll say. I understand the date thing. You got to read the room. You got to know what's going on. The Breonna Taylor thing had just happened. Now, I personally do not agree with the Breonna Taylor comparison. If you support Tory, how can you support Breonna?
Me either.
I don't.
And I wanted to make that
I don't
very clear.
Correlation between the two. But I do understand that we are in a fight, and you got to be aware of what's going on. And so the verdict had just dropped. Black women were in a very fragile place, and it seems like when you put this out, you kicking somebody when they're down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you take a step back and you read Tory's reasonings about all the proceeds, because now that he owns all the masters to his tracks, all the proceeds are going to a Breonna Taylor Foundation. Also, his mother being passing on the 25th.
This is
the same day that he
birthday and his mother's death day.
And the day she passed. So that was the same day. So I can see Tory not. Do you remember the conversation that was going on about individuals not from this country not understanding the fight that we had to go through?
Mm-hmm.
Drake was brought up. Tory was brought up. These artists that are not from our country was brought up because they hadn't been saying anything. And it was like, okay, but how are they going to fight this fight if they're not from this country? And so, but now all of a sudden, you want him to understand.
Bro, listen. Like you said, I don't agree with the Breonna Taylor correlation that people be trying to make. I don't agree with that, and I'm not trying to hear that. The way I feel about it, if we're gonna listen to one side of the story, we need to listen to both sides of the story. I'm not about to jump off the ledge because Meg said she was shot. Okay, when she said she was shot, I felt the way. Okay, why would Tory shoot?
Gotta protect her.
Exactly.
Gotta protect her.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta protect.
You know what I'm saying? He, because she said he shot me for no reason. Okay. But when he comes out and he says point blank, I didn't do it.
I didn't shoot you.
I would never hurt you. And then when you listen to the fact that he's been listening to people dragging his name through the mud for 2 months, people that he thought he was cool with, people that, he worked with, he getting taken off of music, he getting canceled. And even when his album dropped, you had to dig for it. Like, you had to really look for it.
Find for it. I remember hitting you up like, bro, I can't even find it.
Yeah, like you had to really look for the album. And that's just because a person gave their side of the story and it took him too long. I don't agree with Rick Ross coming out saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have dropped your album on such and such day trying to profit off of the shooting of a black woman at the same time as Breonna Taylor." I want people to stop with the Breonna Taylor stuff. This is different. This is not the same. I can get crucified for that. Don't care. The way I feel about it is stop trying to twist it just to further victimize a man who already been going through it for 2 months and still being blackballed by some of the most highest higher ups in the music industry.
And all of this is going on without factual evidence. Rick Ross, while he's saying that Tory needs in fact, there's evidence that's come out that points to Tory not being the person. He had no gunpowder on him. The best friend that supposedly was there with them. Supposedly her story is different than what is being told, and now because of that, her and Megan ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yes, we gotta protect our black queens. We have to. We're the only ones that can. So we gonna protect you. We gonna hold you down. But we gotta know the truth.
Yeah.
We gotta know what happened. We gotta know what happened. I don't understand when we got to a point where, when do we get to a point where we required somebody to say something on our time frame? Because that's what I'm getting from this. I'm getting from this that because Tory didn't come out and say something when we wanted him to come out, because you didn't immediately come out and say something, because you didn't come out in our short time frame, we don't want to hear it. Nah, bro, you had 2 months. Nope. Yeah. Nope. We don't want to hear it. Nope. You dropped. Wait, you took 2 months and now you dropping music? Nope. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. And that's and I be trying to explain that to people. Like, this is his work also. This is his way of expressing himself. This is what an artist does. They express themselves through their art.
Your art.
And another thing I wanted to get very clear. A lot of people have told me, no, I'm not. Straight up, no, I'm not listening to his project. I'm not supporting that. And I'm like, okay, so you don't want to hear his side. And for those people, I got 2 devices sitting in my room right now. One on Spotify, one on Tidal. They're both spinning the album constantly just for y'all.
Listen.
It's on repeat. And 2 devices just for those people.
Listen.
Because I can't rock with that. Like, I can't. You're not trying to hear his side of the story because somebody said that he shot them.
Yeah. And that's where my separation comes in. Cool. You ain't rocking with Tory no more. You believe what's going on. But when the other side comes out, you can't just say, all right, I'm ignore that, because she jumped out first and said what she said. If that's the case, then it's like, whether you right or wrong, I'm jumping out first so that I can make sure that in a court of public opinion, I'm looking right.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's not the court of law. Tory has not been extradited. He ain't been charged.
Not deported.
He didn't get deported. He's still walking. So If tomorrow were to come and Tory was to get arrested and charged with battery, assault with a deadly weapon, charged with shooting her, I'm the first person to come on here and say cancel that dude.
Right.
Even right now, I'm more protect Meg than worry about Tory. Right? Because Tory's a grown man. Meg is a black queen. We gotta protect her. We gotta hold her down. But holding her down doesn't mean we ignore the situation.
That's my biggest issue. My biggest issue is we can hold her down without basically trying to hide this man. Like you get to the point where, oh, I don't even want to hear your side of the story anymore. I'm gonna just hide you. We canceling you. I'm not listening to your music. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tory just dropped a video yesterday.
It's a slippery slope, man. You gotta facts. Facts are important, man. Facts are important. You gotta know both sides. You gotta know what happened. You gotta give somebody time to tell their truth. We don't know at the okay. Just like we said at the beginning of this podcast, and I did that for a reason. This is all entertainment. From both sides. From Meg's side, from Tory's side. This is all entertainment. The end goal is the same for both Meg and for both Tory. For Meg and Tory. The goal is more attention.
Mm-hmm.
The paths are different. Meg is going the victim sympathy route. Tory is going, the defiant route. I ain't do it.
Meanwhile, Meg is being showered with accolades daily, and Tory's being buried.
Blackballed and canceled. With no evidence to come out, there's no factual anything come out that's saying, Tory shot Meg.
Yeah. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this. I'm not here to say who's right and who's wrong.
Right.
I will say that Meg had a convincing story, and it was
convincing, and she jumped out first. Like there is, whether we want to admit it or not, there is a benefit to jumping out first.
Yes.
Because if somebody, especially you jump out first, your story is gonna get heard first. Now, because I don't agree with this, but public opinion, you jump out first. Now the burden is on the other party to prove their innocence.
Right.
You can't just come out and say I ain't do it. What? That's all you're gonna say is you ain't do it? Nah, prove you ain't do it.
Right. Okay. And I understand that. But listening to the album, this don't sound like a person that intentionally or for no reason just shot a woman. Now, like we both saying, he does sound like he knows more than he's saying. But at the same time,
they both do.
They both do. But at the same time, that's for the laws to do their job, and that's for these, lawyers and attorneys and all that. That's for them.
It's almost like maybe the only thing he could really say was, I didn't do it.
That's the only thing he could say at this time. But he seems confident, and I don't like the way things are happening. I don't like the way all these people are coming out talking crazy about the man.
I mean, all it's gonna have to happen is there's gonna be a lot of backtracking, man.
Yeah.
Like we can't just jump off the ledge and blindly support anything. You gotta know what you're supporting. You gotta know what you're standing behind. You gotta know it's the truth, because when the truth does finally come out, you gotta be able to stand on what you believe in.
Facts.
It's just that simple. So if you're comfortable enough with your decision to cancel Tory based on what you heard, hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I gotta know the truth from both sides. I'm gonna protect Meg. I'm gonna hold it down. We have to. Tory, You blocked, bro. You can't get near her right now. But
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him not being able to get near her, but stop trying to block the man from his business. Stop trying to block the man from his money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what we do. That's what we doing.
yeah, and it's just crazy. But hopefully, Meg
By the way, Daystar
will.
is fire. That whole album is fire.
Hopefully, Meg will get some type of solace, some type of comfort. Hopefully, she's recovering it and doing a lot better. Hopefully, Tory gets the assistance that he needs, whatever that may be. And hopefully the truth could come out and we can go on from there. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. That's all we can hope for.
Daystar, the new Tory album, outside of the reasoning for him dropping the album, I think it's a fire project. It's a couple of joints on there that hey, as we sit here talking right now, Queen and Slim is playing in my head. Slimmy, like that's my joint, dog. Like, yeah, like he killed
huggy.
that. No, he killed that.
Yeah.
Like, I like
Yeah.
that track is dope. And then the other track that he sampled, the video that just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my druggy, like it's playing in my head right now,
Yeah.
dog. Like the dude's a talented musician, man.
He is.
So that's why if nothing else, I appreciated the art because it's like, okay, this dude is dope.
Yeah.
But speaking of new music, besides that, this Friday, a project that I'm anticipating because I'm an R&B head is Bryson Tiller's new project is dropping Friday, the anniversary.
That's what's up.
So I'm kind of hyped about that. I'm ready for that. That's gonna be a dope project.
Last week we had Spill Village, and Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 5, the OG version, deluxe version of that. I think it was like six new tracks on there.
Yeah, it was yeah. And so a couple of other tracks were like redone, remastered. Yeah. This is supposed to be the original project. Yeah. And so it came out on his birthday weekend, which is kind of dope. It's kind of dope to see him finally get what he wanted out of that situation.
Yeah, he gonna keep going. We already know when Wayne don't go, he don't go.
Yeah. And it seems like right now he might be free. So hopefully we get, because I know he's supposed to be getting No Ceilings soon.
Mm-hmm.
No Ceilings too. So that's dope to see Wayne back on his thing. I saw Timberland and Justin Timberlake back in the studio together.
That's dope too.
Yeah. One of my favorite projects is Justin Timberlake 2020 Experience, and that was all produced by Timberland. And that's a dope album to me. So to see the two of them together, even though I got mixed feelings about Justin Timberlake, if I just separate the person from the art, I'm kind of happy to see that. Metro Boomin, 21 Savage.
Yeah, seen
that project. Savage Mode 2. I'm hyped about that because Savage Mode 1 still get replay in my car. And I'm a big supporter of 21 Savage. I like his style, the way he rap. And Metro Boomin, like the two of them together, that's magic. So that's dope. Locally, Nova King single out. He got a project coming. Of course, Savannah project is dropping this week. She just did her show.
I think 31,000. Oh yeah, that show had a good turnout. That drive-through show, drive-in show, that had a good turnout. I seen that.
Yeah, that drive-through show was dope.
I think 31,000 is about to drop Pumpin' No Weezy 3 or working on Pumpin' No Weezy.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we got some music coming out the city too.
I know that
Coley.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say I know Coley coming. Who else I saw? Oh, I saw Gank Gank new track. He got a track with Boosie.
I think I did see that.
Yeah. He on the hook. He killed that hook too. So Gank Gank working. Shout out to everybody on Gank Gank team, man. They cool, man. I really rock with them boys for real. It's good to see them doing good by him, and it's good to see him working and with the right team. Cause Gang got a lot of talent, a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So
basically, shout out to the city, shout out to Broward County, shout out to us. Another episode, man. Hey, click that subscribe link.
Yep, subscribe,
share it,
follow, share, comment.
Everything Legit podcast.
Yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Everything's Legit podcast. Hit us up, man. Like, share, comment. Let us know how you feel. If you agree with us, let us know.
If you
disagree with us, let us know. We here for it, man. It's Everything Legit, man. So we here for all the opinions. We read everything. We take in everything. We just appreciate the support, man, for real.
What's up?
But another dope episode in the books, my boy. I appreciate you coming along this journey with me this week, man. And if it's so willing, we'll be here next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll be here next week. One time. But until next time, my boy. See you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Like what you call? I was just sitting back, not rapping, nigga. You think niggas ain't get better? Like what you said? I want me a meal to see just how it feel. Ain't worried about no bills, negotiating deals.
Find me some shit, I'm stunning in this bitch, everything legit.
I want me a meal to see just how it feel. Ain't worried about no bills, negotiating deals.